Welcome to A Pastor and a Philosopher Walk into a Bar.
The podcast where we mix a sometimes weird but always delicious cocktail of theology, philosophy, and spirituality.
Oh, I'll have a double.
Made it.
Welcome to the maiden voyage of A Pastor and a Philosopher Walk into a Bar. I want to take this opportunity to let you get to know us a little bit and why we're doing this thing called a podcast. Kyle, who are you?
Well, my name is Kyle Whitaker. I recently completed a PhD in philosophy at Marquette University in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I go to your church.
Awesome. My name's Randy Knie. I'm the lead pastor at Breeze City Church in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a fun little church expression in downtown Milwaukee in this old 117-year-old building, and we've got a fun thing going on. And Kyle and I quickly became friends and found that there's some synergy to what happens when a pastor and a philosopher get to talking a little bit. Kyle, could you fill us in as to why maybe we're doing this podcast out of the landscape of millions of white dudes who are in their 30s or 40s, like us, making and creating and talking into microphones?
Fair point, Randy. There are many white dudes with podcasts. Why do we need another one? Well, my hope is that we have a unique combination of interests that once they overlap can provide an interesting and compelling and hopefully original perspective on some of the topics that I know we're going to be encountering. Coming at this from the perspective of a philosopher, for example, philosophy is all about loving wisdom. It's all about trying to find the best avenues, the best methods to learn the truth about the world, and to do so in a way that is as close as we can get to unbiased, following the argument where it leads, so to speak. And I've noticed in our conversations together and in front of the church that having that perspective combined with your pastor's heart can actually make an issue compelling both to the mind and also felt by the heart.
It's fun. So this is going to be a podcast that is thinking about things of faith and faith journeys and theology and spirituality, I would say. And that has been done in the podcast world. There's just a ton of options. But what we're bringing is that pastoral mixed with the philosophical. And I've seen that kind of mix and make gold together. And also the philosophical, I would say, cuts through the BS of what the pastoral can sometimes bring. And I'm just calling myself a BSer sometimes.
And honestly, I would say the same in the other direction. Philosophers are not short of their own BS.
Well, there you go. We'll call it even. Also, part of our podcast is The Bar. A pastor and a philosopher walk into a bar. And so we, every episode, are going to sample a tasty beverage. Well, hopefully tasty.
I will be supplying most of these beverages because I have a mild beer addiction. So I will be bringing things for us to open. Randy will hate some of them. He will love some of them. It will be fun. Also, this is not just an excuse for us to drink. We also want to focus on topics that might actually come up when friends get together in bars. So
Amen.
we're not just focused on topics that you could comfortably talk about in your average church.
Well, we're excited to journey with you and build a community talking about life and faith and spirituality and the journey that is, and also beer.
I can't do it.